Okay, so last time, whenever I'm feeling stressed, I would indulge myself by eating all the junk foods lah. Keep eating junk foods or even sleep or cook myself in the room to sleep. And sometimes I don't sleep at night, and because of the fact that I've overthink, and at the same time I cry at night.
I I like to cook, yeah, so I cook quite a lot also, like especially on weekends lah. So I'll just take like 1 hour buy grocery, 2 hour to cook, and I just have some fun lor, yeah.
So like sometimes when I see work that is starting to pile up, sometimes I'll start to vent a little bit, like maybe just shout out a bit. But then overall, I will actually feel better, and then I will actually continue doing all the work. Sometimes I feel like when you keep it to yourself for way too long, sometimes you're bound to explode. So actually, like just letting it out a little bit here and there, it goes a long way.
Usually, I would just keep it indoors. I won't go out. But then I used to be a patient at Club Hill. Then after that, I went through some sessions, some therapy. But then I wasn't diagnosed, so they taught me how to manage stress very well. And now, whenever I'm stressed, I will go out for a run, or I will just sing. I will do what I like to do, which is dancing. Malay dance is my passion. Then apart from that, I will just like go out with friends. I would text them and say, hey, let's go out. Like, hey, today's Friday. Let's have a girls' date. So that's about it.
Not really with my parents. Like I got tell them like, oh yeah, very stressed, and they can tell lah. But like we don't really like go further than that, like the conversation. But like I'm very close to my cousin, so I always like tell her like when I'm stressed, and then like I feel that it really helps a lot because like her words of encouragement lets me see things from a different perspective lah.
Last time I don't really share with my loved ones because of the fact that of their very very strict upbringing lah. I had this thought that we could not relate lah together. For instance, like because of their set of thinking and my set of thinking is different, and it cannot be blamed lah because of the fact that we are of different generations.
Usually I would share with my friends, but for parents I don't really share with them because I think it's just because of the age gap. Then I feel like I'm more comfortable sharing with my friends or my cousins. They tend to understand me more compared to parents.
There are times where I actually just kept it to myself because I find that there wasn't a point to actually just sharing it. What I find is like young people nowadays, a lot of them will consider it as a joke. Like people will just say like, wow, I'm very tired, very stressed and all that. Then people will like just make fun of it rather than actually taking it seriously.
I felt sucky lah, to be honest, and I often compared myself with my friends who are closer with their parents. I often ask myself, like, why can my parents be like that? For me, this is part and parcel of growing up lah. Yeah, and actually, when I grew older, I realized that hey, like actually my loved ones are actually waiting for me to share my problems with them. It's just that I chose to shun them away.
Okay, previously I actually overdosed myself. So that is when the hospital, they referred me to Club Hill. That is when I get my counseling session. But then I wasn't diagnosed. Then currently I'm a volunteer at Club Hill as well.
Not really actually. I know that they are like my first line of contact, but then I find that a lot of the things that I tell them, they don't really take it to heart because like a bit of a very Asian parent stereotypical, like there's nothing wrong with you, you are okay, and there's like yeah, so also that's where I feel like just talking to them also there isn't really a point.
Actually, not really. I feel that like them knowing the situation is already good enough lor. Yeah, I know they understand, like they got like bring fruits to me when I'm studying, that kind of thing, which is like very sweet lah. But like in general, I think parents, they tend to take action, like take more action than like say more of like less affirmative words but more action, like, oh, cut fruits for me, bring me out to eat dinner after that.
If somebody just like say like give a negative remarks like, "Hiya, you are so troublesome ah, lama, I cannot lah, you're so troublesome, always like this," I think that is really not nice to say.
Every time it's like really people will just consider it as a joke. They don't really take it at heart. So when people really have these kinds of struggle, you can't really tell whether is he being serious or not. I felt that way a long time ago. So honestly, what you see right, like what I feel right now, honestly, has changed along the way already. So anything that I feel like talking about to them, I just kind of keep it to myself.
Hello, Papa and Mommy. Thank you for this great 22 years of my life. Although I rarely say the words thank you or show the appreciation you deserve, I'm actually really grateful for having you guys as my silent support. From like cutting fruits at night for me to listening to me rant about like my group mates and my stress. You guys have always been there, and you guys always bring me out to eat good food and like spoil me when I'm sad or very stressed. And it's very obvious when in my secondary school when I'm like always very very stressed about every single thing. Although you guys don't say it, I know that it's your way to show that, like, show it through your actions to help me elevate my stress and anxiety. And for that, I really love you guys a lot. Yeah, love, Jessica.
Dear Ibu and Ayah, I just want to thank both of you for your strict upbringing towards me, because if not, I would not be who I am today. I remember vividly that period of time in secondary school and junior college especially. I chose to shun myself away from you all. I gave lots of problem to you. Yeah, and I would like to apologize for all of this. And don't get me wrong, Ibu and Ayah, I did not mean it actually, because I just wanted, during that point of time, I just wanted more attention from both of you. Yeah, and pertaining my problems is just that I wasn't comfortable sharing with you all. Don't get me wrong Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, both of you stick through thick and thin with me, and I'm thankful to that. I love you both. Yes.
So I need you. I love you all. Always. Stay safe. I'm here always.
I think one of the biggest challenges for youths that they get advice instead of support, right? So we always have parents giving advice, and that's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's not needful at the moment. And in fact, sometimes you feel like you're struggling and you don't know how to tell parents, and you're wondering whether or not your parents would be able to respond well. It's actually okay, right, to get someone else to talk to your parents on your behalf, like counselor, social worker, psychologist, psychiatrist. Yeah, sometimes that does help as well.